Number 2 Democrat in the House Minority Whip Katherine Clark of Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining us. You heard the conversation there. Common ground, do you agree? Anything that you disagree with what Congressman Comer had to say?
Listen, the chairman of oversight is saying the right things, so let's act on it. Because while Chairman Comer is saying Donald Trump didn't mean to call this a hoax, he didn't mean to demean and undercut the victims who so courageously came to Capitol Hill today and told their stories. So why is Donald Trump calling Republicans saying, do not sign on to the bill that would fully disclose all the Epstein files, whatever they might say? We are looking for truth and justice. So I hope the chairman backs up his words that he will pursue this, that he will bring the truth to the American people. But he is being undercut by his own president as he says those words.
What is your response to President Trump once again today, even just minutes after the survivors courageously spoke out and said, this is not a hoax, and then again called it a Democrat hoax?
Yeah, I mean, it begs the question, what is he hiding? What is this change that he is undergoing, where he has gone from, I will release the files, we will have justice, to, it's disgusting to watch these brave women come forward and be undermined again by the president. When he says it's a hoax, he is saying they are liars. And that is such... To say that to women who have survived horrific abuse, who are putting their lives back together, who didn't be asked to be drawn into any of this, and are trying to say, let's get the truth out there, let's get the facts, let's not make this a political football, but let's realize there are real people involved. These women were 14, 15, 16 years old, and the crimes that have happened are outrageous. And so let's get the facts out. And we have a president who's saying this is a hoax and moving the monster partner in Ghislaine Maxwell of Jeffrey Epstein in child sex trafficking to a lower security prison. These women who have survived this abuse are terrified that Donald Trump is going to make a deal with her and pardon her. And they know firsthand how manipulative she is. So today was really a very emotional day, an inspiring day by the courage that I saw, but also just makes us more resolute that the victims deserve the truth, the American people deserve the truth, and that is what we are going to continue to pursue.
Now, let's talk about the discharge petition. Already, it seems like there are more than 200 signatures. What do you think the likelihood is that it will pass and therefore compel the DOJ to release all of the Epstein files? And if not, then what?
Yeah, listen, we are going to make sure that we do everything we can, have every single Democrat on that discharge petition, which is a parliamentary tool we use to force a bill to come to the floor. So it's really in Republican hands. We have 4 Republicans that have signed on. Right now, we need 6 to hit 218 and push that bill to the floor. So we'll see what happens, but we're going to continue doing work in the Oversight Committee, making sure that the DOJ does comply with the subpoena that was issued, because they haven't. Making sure that we are bringing in former Secretary Acosta, who was the prosecutor in the Jeffrey Epstein case, making sure that we continue to apply the pressure that is needed to get this administration to reveal the truth, whatever that may be.
Just before I move on this, what do you say to those Americans who say, look, food is high, I'm trying to make ends meet. Why are we spending so much time talking about these Epstein files? Why doesn't Congress get to work on my behalf?
Yeah, that is a great question. We have a Republican Party who has put this issue back into play because they're walking back a campaign promise to release the files. But what they're also walking back is a campaign promise to lower the cost of living for everyday Americans. And what we are seeing is not only are they not lowering, they are putting in place policies that are raising the cost of living. Let's just look at health care. When they cut Medicaid, when they cut Medicare, when they cut the Children's Health Insurance Program, that not only takes away health care from 15 million Americans, it rises the cost of premiums of health insurance for every single American. So we are saying right back to the president, don't betray your voters. People voted for you because you said you would do this. And we are going to continue to protect health care, to make sure that we are building affordable housing to meet that crisis, put the American dream back in touch for people. Families at home deserve better than they're getting from this GOP. They have the majority in both houses and the White House. Let's focus together, bring down the cost of living for folks. We're seeing utility bills spike all over this country. Home insurance bills, if you're lucky enough to have a house, spike, and putting home ownership further out of touch for people. These are the issues the American people want us to focus on, and that is what House Democrats are working every single day to make sure that we are bringing down their cost of living.
You mentioned health care. Of course, HHS Secretary RFK Jr. is expected to testify tomorrow. As you know, there are a number of calls for people even asking for him to resign. Your reaction with regard to, in particular, vaccines, and a lot of confusion. Kids are heading back to school at this time and wondering what to do in the wake of mixed messaging that they're getting.
Yeah, I mean, it is chaotic, as are most things with this administration. And what people want from the secretary, what people want from government, is to protect their public health, make sure that they can access health care when they need it, that it's affordable and accessible. And that includes having sane, science-based vaccine protocols, making sure we're keeping our kids safe in school, that people can go about their lives knowing they are protected from disease. And instead, what we are seeing House Republicans doing with the White House is dismantling our public health system, whether it's cancer research, mental health supports, or the CDC. And all of this will be questions for the secretary tomorrow, but it is really questions for all of my Republican colleagues on how long are you going to sit back and let healthcare be dismantled. And as we go into the end of the fiscal year, where Republicans have yet to come together with a spending plan, we are sitting at the table waiting for them to join us. It's healthcare that is going to be our demand. You can't continue to undermine that and have people be able to afford care when they need it.
As you know, many of your Republican colleagues went home on break and faced very angry town halls from their constituents. President Trump has said that the Big Beautiful Bill, so-called Big Beautiful Bill, has a branding problem, and that needs to be countered. There are several talking points that Republicans are bringing up at this point. Is it a branding problem, or would you say it's something else? And are you and your Democratic colleagues planning on countering some of those talking points?
Yeah, we have done over 1,400 events, town halls in our districts over August, because we are not running away from the people who sent us to Washington. This issue is critical to Americans. They understand that when you are cutting their health care, you are cutting their ability to have opportunity. And so we are out there talking about the cuts to Medicare, the cuts to Medicaid, how devastating it is to take away veterans' health programs, that, you know, we do not create a healthy country when we cut food that goes to hungry children in school lunches. I mean, everything they are doing is continuing to stack the deck against working families. And at the heart of it are these attacks on health care. This is what the House GOP, at this time when we are seeing rising prices in the grocery store, in the housing market, in insurance costs, utilities, they decide to take away 15 million Americans' health care. No wonder their August was rough at home. And I think they were hoping to come back and turn the page, but no amount of rebranding is going to make up for what they have done to dismantle health care in this country.
Whip Clark, we thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.